philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to $160? With 2% fee, it drops to $123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you'll be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Trump campaign has filed a lawsuit in Nevada saying that polling places, or a polling place, was kept open longer than it should have been. What can you tell me about that lawsuit?
I can tell you a little about that. I spent the entire day Sunday, excuse me if I get my days a little confused here. After leaving him on Saturday night, we went to Las Vegas, and my group of surrogates, we campaigned all throughout Nevada. And there were already complaints in the early voting on Saturday that 2 or 3 polling places have been kept open 2 or 3 hours longer. And there were affidavits to that effect. So this is not, whatever they found today is probably piled on top of that.
This is a couple hundred votes, though, that's in the lawsuit.
Well, who knows? Also, remember, this is a place that, I don't know, I guess Democrats would call it paranoia and Republicans would call it reasonable suspicion. This is Harry Reid's home turf, and we don't exactly trust Harry Reid.
I don't think anybody would trust Harry Reid. You kidding? What are you, nuts? Trust Harry Reid? Give me a break. Good afternoon. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Coast to coast around the country off the Wall Street Radio Network. Don't have to tell you today is November 8th. The market tried to put a little bit of a surge again in the market today, what we call a relief rally. If you look at the S&P this morning, it started out quite slow after yesterday's big run, thinking that, oh, hey, this is great. The FBI said on Sunday, said Hillary is not guilty of any crimes when it comes to the emails. That started a surge. Anybody who was shorting the market pulled their shorts back, had to buy them back, and then you had a surge. Now, we always said here at the gang that we thought if she won, that we would have a surge. We'd have a couple of days surge. But, of course, this started early. Today, as the morning ran on, we got another surge, but now it's selling off. The surge because they believe that Hillary's going to win this election. The surge, don't chase. It'd be too dangerous to chase it because there is no good reason for these stocks to go up. First of all, in the S&P, we have a valuation problem. The value zone should be at 15. It's at 24. For the stock market to break out to new highs after failing 30 times the breakout, it needs a value of 26. We can't support a value of 26 on the S&P when you don't have any earnings growth. When earnings growth for the first 3 quarters have been negative. So it's a bubble. It's a huge bubble. So the only way that this relief rally could hold if we saw signs of institutions coming in and buying. And that's what we're going to watch for here on our charts. So that's what's going on with the market. But it's very dangerous to try to make a bet in any direction. You know, who's going to win? Should I buy it? Should I short it? That's dangerous. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We don't gamble. The stock market's not a place to gamble. The stock market is the place to manage money. It's the best place in the world to manage money. Why? Because it has liquidity. Unlike your house, you try to sell it, or a car or anything else, it takes time because the market's not liquid. You have to hang around and wait for somebody to come in and buy your house. The beautiful thing about the stock market, it's liquid. Within a split second, you can sell your shares. That's a beautiful thing. So the stock market, if you are using charting and you're following the money, and that's all you should be following, is the money, not the fundamental noise. We don't care what the company does. We could care less. We could care less. And if you do use the chart and watch money flow, it's so easy. It's easy to manage. And that's the point, managing our money. We have always said here at Phil's Gang, you got to think about a 1 year time frame. 1 year time frame. We take 5 brand stocks. It could be Starbucks, Caterpillar, Schlumberger, Intel, Goldman Sachs. Matter of fact, our 5 is Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, and Schlumberger. We stay with those same 5 stocks all year. Not that we don't have bonus stocks, but those same 5 stocks, and we chart them all year, so we're ahead of it. And with our color-coded chart, we know when money's coming in, and we get a signal when they're pulling their money out, so we don't get caught. After having a nice 10, 15% rally, we don't want to give that money back. So I designed a chart that identifies when they're starting to pull their money out. And that's what you do. You're managing your money over a year's time. And what you set in your mind is, I'm going to make 10%, I'm going to make 15% return on my money. And you're going to wait until out of those 5 stocks, you get the best setup of those 5 stocks. And if you're just watching those same 5 stocks all year, you will never miss the setup. People really believe they're going to look at 5,000 stocks and make money. They really believe they go to some broker or some planner that, they know best. They'll be able to really take my money and make it grow. Are you nuts? That's not how it works. But here's what I'm concerned about today. This election. The consumer. I'm telling you, it makes me sick to my stomach. We just got another number today. Consumer borrowing has gone through the roof. It rose nearly $20 billion in September to a total of $3.7 trillion. That's insane. So corrupt. Hillary and Obama. So they put out a misguided narrative so bad. They don't call it debt. They call it increased credit. Not increased debt. They don't want that word to be used. That they call it increased credit. This is nuts. We've been told they took parking space in our head. Go spend, go spend. Go spend. Remember this?
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
What an idiot. What an idiot. You know, right now, we're hearing this.
I think the consumer numbers right now are understated. The job data underlying all that is really good.
Yeah, everything's about the job data. Really good.
We've seen America turn recession into recovery. Our businesses create 15.5 million new jobs.
What a bunch of nonsense this is. Government jobs. Government workers now outnumber manufacturing workers by 10 million. Why don't you talk about that? Let me repeat. Government workers. We've hired so many government workers. They now outnumber those who work in manufacturing by 10 million people. This is crazy. You know, 72% of the voting population said they want to change. Yet when change was offered, they reject it, or it looks like they're rejecting it. Instead, they're voting to re-elect Obama for 8 more years by electing Hillary. What are you, nuts? I just wonder how many people who cast their vote today or early for Hillary realize that since Obama took office in January 2009, up to this October, we have 1.4 million fewer full-time, high-paying, $70,000 a year jobs than the day he took office, and replaced by 2 million low-paying part-time jobs. And that's the truth. I wonder how many people who voted for Hillary, who said she's going to have the same policies and keep the policies of Obama, realize that. This is what you're voting for. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? This is nuts. Under Hillary and Obama, the government workers outnumber manufacturing. That's workers. Who would have ever heard of that? The day he took office, our public debt has gone from 10 trillion to 20 trillion, which means each man, woman, and child portion of the debt is $175,000 each. I just wonder, when somebody casts a vote for her today, if they know that. Because if they did, how on earth could they vote for Hillary Clinton, which is just extending Obama for 8 more years? What are you, nuts? Hey, we'll be right back. It's 15 past the hour. Take a look at some stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated, so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Money, 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 can you use?
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264.
A resurgent auto industry has led the fastest manufacturing growth since another Clinton was president.
Unbelievable. Welcome back to Phil's Gang. He's out there talking about the resurging auto manufacturing. We had historic sales in autos. Why? Is it because people had good paying jobs? That people were saving money? That companies are spending money on capital investment so that productivity went up, so they got wages increased, that we hired new people? No. Wages have been going down. For 10 years, wages have been going down. That's not why, because they gave easy credit. Easy credit. Like these credit cards. Everybody get a credit card, just easy credit. Now they're in trouble. Now, in fact, for the last year, sales have leveled off. And right now we have the highest amount of foreclosures on cars we've ever seen. Repos. It's just nuts. You know, I love to hear how they keep telling us the economy is doing good, like he's doing with the autos, which is just a lie. If it wasn't for giving cars, giving people easy credit, extending their payment 7 years, all these tricks like they did with, like Bush did with housing, there would have been no sales. And we're going to pay for that. This country's going to pay for what he did, for what Obama did, like we paid for what Bush did. Both the same. They just used a different product, that's all. Both parasites, both did the same thing. Just trying to make money for the banks. That's what it's all about. Credit cards, same thing. Make money for the banks. Credit cards, there should be no credit cards, by the way. We'll talk about that a little bit later. That's unbelievable. How could you say the economy is good and we should elect Hillary Clinton so it'll keep being good? We have we have rents that are going through the roof. Rentals have increased 20 to 40%. Our take-home pay hasn't increased 20 to 40%. We have higher health care premiums, skyrocketing. It's amazing. And your hours are being cut back. You're being cut back to part-time. No more overtime. How many of you have been cut back to part-time because your employer doesn't want to pay your insurance? And the other thing, because of the Federal Reserve, because of what they have done, they've created such inflation by loaning all this money out, 0% interest money, all this money to the big boys to save the banks. Because of that, the small businesses on Main Street were crowded out. They couldn't get money from the banks because all the money were going to the big boys. And because we couldn't get money from the banks, we see more small businesses, which create 70% of the great jobs, shutting their doors. We've never seen so many shut their doors. More shutting their doors than open. This is the first time we've ever seen that in history of any president. But what are they going to do? Oh, they want to elect Hillary, so this continues. And because of the Federal Reserve taking all this money and giving it to the banks, giving to the banks and increasing their balance sheet debt by buying all that debt from the banks. They only had on their balance sheet about $500 million. Now they got $500 billion. Now it's $4.5 trillion because they went and bought all the banks' bad debt, all their subprime mortgage, so they could inject $12 trillion into these banks. And because of that, they're not lending money to the small business. This is killer. It's a killer. And because of that, inflation. Go to the food market. White potatoes at the food market increased 28%. Turkey this Thanksgiving will be up over 34% since last year. And every individual, man, woman, child, now owes $175,000 each against our debt. And people say, well, I never had to write a check out for $175,000. No, that's not how it works. That turkey that's going up 34% is part of the $175,000. Your rent, when you go to pay rent, up 20 to 40%, that's part of the $175,000. Don't you get it? That's your portion, what you owe. That's why people have nothing. They have no money left at the end of the month to go buy stuff. So they're using their credit cards. Their credit cards are killing them. Unbelievable. Let's go make some money. Just makes you sick.
The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxVest 1000 Stock Charts.
The MaxVest 1000 charts. MV2 is one of those charts. And it's a beautiful product. I tell you every day, I'll give it to you free for 1 month. Just join the gang. It's $39.95. The gang membership alone is a beautiful thing. It's a teaching format. It's a teaching format, and during the day, nobody does what I do. Coffee talk early in the morning, tell you what's going on in the market, what you can expect. Give you bonus stocks. A live teaching class, which is archived between 9:30 and 11. Updates all day long, what's going on in the market. I see a certain move, I let you know what's going on in the market. For 4 weeks, you'll get the MV2 product that tells you when to buy, when to sell. Nothing like it. Nobody else has it. I designed this myself years ago. It's a beautiful product. To give you an example, one of the oil companies that we trade, WLL, it dropped. We got a beautiful signal. It went from green to red, and it dropped over 48%. But we knew it was going to drop that 48%. We were able to get out before it dropped 48%. But better than that, because when it turned red, we could turn around and sell it short by pushing a button that says short, sell short. Just push the button. 48%. That's a drop. Even if you got half of it, even if you got 10% of it, what a beautiful thing. And then we turned around and it turned green, told you to buy. It went up again, another 15%. All on signals, buy and sell signals of a color code, color technology. Let me give you the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Call now, get your free chart, MV2, color code technology. All you have to do is be a gang member for $39.95 for a month. And the value of that chart is free, is $24.95. See you on the chart.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? Isn't it time you take control of your investments? For over 15 years, Phil'sGang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. Phil'sGang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true, right? So why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to Phil'sGang.com. That's Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With Phil'sGang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil'sGang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. Phil'sGang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With Phil'sGang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all Phil'sGang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to Phil'sGang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Phil'sGang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. Phil'sGang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to Phil'sGang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Phil'sGang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, Phil'sGang.com. We're using charting. Phil'sGang.com.
For more information, go to Phil'sGang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. You're listening to the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grandy. Be sure to check out the all-new Phil's Gang website at philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Get your free color-coded chart. All you have to do is be a gang member. Join the gang. It's $39.95, and you love it. The gang membership is fun. We have a lot of fun, and boy, do you learn. And you can learn as much as you want or as little as you want. It's so simple. And with that, you get the free chart for 4 weeks. Check it out. It works. The chart works. Believe me. Okay. Well, this is election day. I'm hoping that Trump wins. I don't trust the system. We're already finding in Vegas they have problems over there. They left the polls open 2 hours later, so I'm sure they could filling full of Hillary votes. All kinds of nonsense going on. It's amazing, isn't it? Just amazing. And the one thing we have to change, no matter who is president, I keep telling you this, unless we get rid of the Federal Reserve and shut them down, we are in deep trouble. The Federal Reserve, think what they've done. They went out and they bailed out the banks. They purchased all their bad debt, all the subprime mortgages, so that these banks, when the Federal Reserve took all the debt from them, so that their balance sheets would look better. Then they could inject $16 trillion into these banks to bail them out. But what happened with all that debt? It went on the balance sheets of the Federal Reserve. Are you kidding me? So, once you do that, and the balance sheet goes from $500 billion to $4.5 trillion, that's bad. That causes a lot of risk for the economy. And the biggest risk is inflation. Look at our health care costs. Look at our medicines, our cost of food, so forth. But the biggest risk they took, the Federal Reserve, in expanding their balance sheet from $500 to $4.5 trillion by buying all their crap so they could prop these banks up, was to crowd out lending to Main Street small businesses, which create 70% of all the full-time, high-paying jobs. They crowded it out. That's why small businesses are closing their doors. It is a terrible thing. Terrible thing. Now, it's also going to be a very big risk now to raise rates to the Federal Reserve. I have to laugh when they say they're going to raise rates because the economy is good. How are they going to raise rates? Because what a risk the Federal Reserve is going to take having $4.5 trillion on their balance sheet. That means when they raise their interest rates, when they raise those rates, the value of the assets on their balance sheet will drop big time. But their liability doesn't drop. It remains intact. That's how serious this thing is when they bailed these banks out. It was not good. Now we got our Federal Reserve sitting there hanging. That's unbelievable. But they tell us the consumer is strong. They tell us the consumer is good. Consumer strong, don't they? And the GDP is strong.
Fact of the matter is, and we've just seen with this GDP number that came out a day or so ago, number one, the consumer is still strong.
And they've been telling us that so they could win this election. Consumer strong? How can that be? Well, consumer borrowing going through the roof, going right through the roof, rose nearly $20 billion in September to $3.7 trillion. So corrupt, Hillary and Obama, their narrative is corrupt. They don't call it increased debt, but increased credit. Isn't that amazing? They don't want to call it what it is, debt. They spin it as a good thing because they say, well, look at this. The GDP increased by 2.9% in the third quarter. Now, they don't mention how it was increased. It was a bunch of soybeans the government sold to some countries that just had a big soybean problem over in Asia. And they pumped up the inventory for Christmas here for shopping. It had nothing to do with consumers, but they don't tell us that. But the increase of $20 billion in credit? No, it's debt. For a total of $3.7 trillion debt. Credit? Are you telling me the student, they don't call it student debt anymore. They call it student credit. They don't call it credit card debt anymore. They call it credit card credit. And auto debt, no more auto debt, but auto credit. How stupid. The outstanding auto loan credit increased $22.6 billion from the second quarter to $1 trillion. And soared 38% from the third quarter 2012. The credit. I'm not allowed to call it the debt. Auto credit has soared because of easy credit, just like subprime mortgages. The auto loans are nuts. Payments are getting stretched. More and more people keep buying these cars, but they're all going to fall apart. You know, we become debt slaves. That's what we become, debt slaves. And Obama and Hillary refused to call the increase in consumer debt. Debt. But what we got to call it is what we are. The consumer now is a debt slave. The next time your payment is due, Write a little note to the bank, say, why do I have to pay you this payment? I don't have a debt. I have credit. You gave me credit. Why am I paying this payment? Student loan credit is now $1.3 trillion. That's unbelievable. This is nuts. You know, credit cards are the biggest. Banks love credit cards. The average credit card now, people have 5 credit cards over $30,000. That's insane. Credit cards are the biggest money maker for banks. And know what it does? It hits the financially weak people and those with already real credit problems. It hits them the worst. These banks are parasites who go after the people who are financially weak, give them more credit cards. This is nuts. And what I don't understand is the voters. Why isn't there more concern over the skyrocketing growth, I should say, of the national debt? What's going on? That is a dark cloud hanging over America. You know what's so bad about that? That's leaving a burden of debt, of taxation, stagnation to our kids and our grandkids. We're screwing our grandchildren, our kids and our grandchildren with this debt. We're just going to hand it over to them. That's what we're leaving them as debt. Oh, I'm sorry, credit. We're leaving them credit. You know what the big problem is? Denial. Denial. We denied it as debt. And you notice that? Our politicians don't pay any attention to this debt. Our leaders in Washington pay very little attention. And that's what we're passing on to our kids. And we're going to now vote. If you vote for Hillary, you're going to be nothing's going to change. They're still not going to recognize the debt. And the consumer spending, the personal debt of $3.4 trillion, they're just going to keep it going. Let it keep going. Americans are digging deeper and deeper and deeper a hole for themselves. And it's cheered on by our politicians and the banks. We had a chance for change. This is what we need to change. This is what Trump was going to change. At the same time, the American dream is being destroyed with all this cheap money and this easy credit, while jobs, our income is eroding. We got people voting for Hillary. She's not going to change this. She says Obama doesn't get enough credit for his policies and what it did. We have transitioned now as a society who never lived beyond their means. I remember my parents, all they ever did was work to pay off their house. Pay off their house. All they did, never took a vacation. That's the big goal. Their first responsibility, to pay off that mortgage, have security. Today, are you kidding? Are you kidding? We have transitioned now to a society of people who are irresponsible, but that's not our fault. We'll talk about that when we get back in more stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap is trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grande has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
We turned yes we can into yes we did.
Who are these idiots applauding for this man? He's turned us into debt slaves. Isn't it amazing how millions and millions of Americans do not recognize that we're debt slaves? We are, no question about it. In fact, the advertising industry, they seduce us with their advertising. When you look at these ads, it's amazing. They're designed to neutralize our judgment and to cross out our common sense. They take a parking space at our heads that our status with our community, our circle of friends, is all predicated on how much wealth we have. That's how screwed up we become. Consumer credit, right now, today, without question, is the most profitable segment of the banking industry. And we've got to change it, and Trump would have changed it. For you folks who said you wanted change, today was your day to get rid of these banks. Do you know, take the Bank of America. It invented the stupid credit card industry, going back to 1958. The worst thing that's ever happened. They executed a mass mailing back in 1958. 60,000 credit cards went to Fresno, California area, to the residents there. People in the 50s and the 60s, conservative, with their credit. And they took the credit card, but they really limited their use to big ticket items, appliances, that sort of thing. Because they mostly paid cash. If they didn't have cash, you didn't buy it. I remember my father and mother. You didn't have cash, you didn't buy anything. You went to the store. If you didn't have cash, you didn't buy. You went without. If they had cash, the first place they went to pay down their home. Boy, how we've changed with this credit card. This credit card has destroyed this country. This credit card has taken the guts out of this country like nothing else. You worry about ISIS? Credit cards are more dangerous than ISIS would ever think of being. The banks is the ISIS that we should be getting rid of. The banks. But you need someone powerful and strong who'll go in there like Trump would, who's not going to get bought out by the banks, who's not going to get paid off by the banks like Hillary has. And people are still voting for her, knowing that she got paid off and she's owned by the banks. It's funny, the initial reaction to plastic, everybody was suspicious. And what went with that? A stigma of irresponsibility. You didn't even want to show your credit card when you went up to the counter. You waited till everybody left because it showed you were irresponsible. It was a stigma attached to that card. That's right. But they expanded consumer debt, the banks. And when they did, it was not really profitable. It wasn't really successful. But the banks believed that if they continued with the effort, they could win over the public. By 1978, banks have issued now 100 million credit cards, destroying the fabric of this country. Taken from the psyche where you save and you pay your bills and you don't buy unless you can pay for it. They destroyed that mentality. 100 million cars by 1978. But it wasn't really to the 1980s that consumer debt really started to ramp up and became very profitable for the banks. Between 1980 and 1990, the number of credit cards more than doubled. Credit card spending increased more than fivefold. And the average household credit card balance rose from $508 to $2,700 to today, where it's $30,000. Most people have 5 cards, not counting all the other cards they have, gas cards, all the other Home Depot cards. Destroyed this country. This is unbelievable. And with the cost of money shrinking, because now when people put their money into a savings account, the banks give them 0.1% or 0.25%. Imagine how their profits climbed and soared because they charge 20%, 21%, these banks. And remember, it's the banks who perfected predatory lending. That's right. Way before the mortgages all had to do with credit cards. Banks were intent on not only expanding the consumer debt market, but innovating ways to pressure the borrowers for even more fees. Now they have juiced up the demand for their crappy plastic product. The borrowing rates, they ratcheted them right up. And annual fees and late penalties were solidly incorporated to screw us. And then look what else they did. Look what Wells Fargo did. They had their staff dummy up 2 million accounts that we didn't want. Cross-selling. Nothing happened, by the way. Matter of fact, the CFO retired with, I think, a pay package of $250 million. Americans have become drug addicts to debt. And see, we needed somebody to change that. That was part of the, I thought, 72% of the people said they want to change. See, and that's the change we need. We got to do something about this. We got to stop. We got to put people into rehab with their credit cards. You got to take their credit cards away from them. We got to go back to gold. We got to go back to a cash system. We're now debt credit card drug addicts. And the banks know it. And they're going to continue to buy the influence in Congress. Oh, with Hillary Clinton, if she's president, that would be so easy. Because they're going to buy so much influence in Congress. Once she gets into office, they'll buy Congress. They can avoid any attempt to interfere with their crooked practices. But don't forget, they still got tricks up their sleeve, in their back pocket, to screw us with. Hey, how about this one? Remember the emergence of the credit reporting industry? Don't you love that? You know, when you go and get your credit, TransUnion and Equifax and you think they're independent, they're not independent. That's a scam. You don't understand? The banks own these corporations. And when there's a mistake on your credit card and your credit goes down, that's what they do. I want to keep pushing your credit down so that banks can charge you more on your credit card. They're all one. The reporting bureaus, you got to understand that. They're not on your side. They're not independent. They're with the banks to try to destroy your credit, to bring your credit scores down so they can charge you more on your credit cards and everything else at the banks. It's a scam. 40 million errors on your credit report nationally. 40 million. You think they're in a hurry? You ever try to change it? Ever try to fix it? It's painful. It's painful. And don't forget, the bank reports lies, derogatory information to these agencies that they really are in bed with. But here's the bad thing. This is why we need Trump. Because when they take your report, they report bad information to a credit agency, all three of them, it stands as accepted as fact. It's fact. They don't call you, they don't question, nothing. You got to keep checking your own credit to see what's on there. Because the bank puts on errors on purpose. They have departments that do that put errors in your credit card and your credit on purpose so that your credit score will drop so they can raise interest rates on you, on your car loan or your whatever you're borrowing. What a scam. Remember, the bank does not bear the burden of proof to provide evidence of a debt or a late payment. And the information, remember, is immediately entered into their database. That's unbelievable. I remember, so you can do a quick story, they had my credit card screwed up. Nobody could fix it. I go, what the hell's going on? That was not my deal. Someone said I owed $5,000. I didn't owe $5,000. It was a mistake. So finally, I called corporate headquarters and I said, can I talk to the president, the secretary of the president of this certain bank? And she, you can't talk to the CEO of this bank. It's a big bank. Really? Well, give him a message for me. I told him who I was. I had a radio show. And I said, I'm alleging, you're alleging I owe you $5,000 when I don't. I'm alleging this afternoon at 3 o'clock that he, the president of the bank, was caught with a 14-year-old girl, a person she brought in from Honduras to work at her house in a hotel room. Well, guess what? It was fixed pretty quick.
Phil Grandy on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's